teams on bye this week. We have the Browns, Cowboys, Broncos, Giants, Steelers, and Niners. So you might need to stream some quarterbacks if you have Dak Prescott or Russell Wilson. Hopefully you're streaming already with him. But quarterback waiver wire, we got Daniel Jones. He's 40% rostered, and this is kind of a stash, I would say, more, right? Like, he's been playing.
Well, he's on a bye next week. So,
yeah. Justin Fields, Jordan, you want to talk about Justin Fields?
Yeah, so Justin Fields, he plays the Dolphins next week, I'm pretty sure. And this is a Dolphins team that doesn't get a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Jared Goff just had a really good game. Fields just lit up this Dallas defense. So, and a lot of his floor is becoming really. So since week 3, it's 47, 52, 47, 88, 82, 60 rushing yards. So, his rushing floor is so high right now. It gives him a high floor, and I think he's going to have a good day against this Miami defense. So,
yeah, and then he has Detroit the following week and Atlanta. So that's
got 3 really good matchups in a row.
Juicy, straight fantasy juice matchups right there, Phil. Would you agree?
Yep.
All right. So, Justin Fields. What are we thinking about Mariota?
Who's he playing next week?
Chargers.
That's a tough matchup.
It's not great, but he's doing pretty good.
I like Fields. I like Fields a lot for that 3-week stretch, I think. I really like him.
Yeah, I think you can pick him up and just play him. Man, speaking of Marcus Mariota, that he plays the Chargers next week, and then the following week he plays Carolina again. So get that nice little shootout again in 2 weeks. So
it'll be fun.
Yeah, maybe game of the week. They should just move that to Thursday Night Football. I think we'd all appreciate that.
Fun.
Jordan, you want to go into running back waivers here? Some of the guys you got listed.
Yeah, so we got, Fresno State guy, Ronnie Rivers, 3%. It's one of those things where
he could be a starting running back.
He's a starting running back. I just don't know exactly how. I know they use Malcolm Brown a little bit around the goal line, and
they have the Bucks next week.
Yeah, it's definitely someone in like a deep league, maybe a dynasty league. You're one of those crazy 16-teamers, like where anybody who has a pulse is playable.
It's still a Sean McVay offense.
Yeah.
But it's
hard. I don't know what his upside really is, but Tyler Algier and Caleb Huntley, I'll just group those together.
Yeah,
Algier's way more owned than Huntley, which is a little bizarre because Huntley had 16 carries this week. Tyler Algier had 14 carries. So they're basically a 50-50 split, but the Falcons don't really want to throw as if they don't have to.
Yeah, no, they do not.
So I don't mind Huntley and Algier. Huntley is way less owned and getting just as much work. So don't mind Huntley.
But just before you go on there, Ronnie Rivers, the snap percentage isn't out yet, but he had 8 attempts rushing. He caught 4 passes.
Yeah.
So that's not terrible in a McVay offense, like you said, Phil. And then just talking about the Falcons, can we drop Drake London? It seems like
he seemed like he was more involved this week than the week before.
The guy who's kind of taken over their back-to-back 14-point weeks, I know we aren't in wide receiver and he's on our list, is Damiere Byrd.
Yeah, I don't know if I trust that, but
maybe in season long, Jordan. What do you think?
You just don't trust it?
I just don't trust. I guess Trent. Your wish has been granted by the NFL. Falcons Panthers is on Thursday night in 2 weeks.
That was a total shot in the dark. I had no idea. I did not look. I just we always have
Your wish is their command.
We always have bad games on Thursday night. Panthers, Falcons, throw those 2 bad teams on. And you know what? Following week, have the Lions on Thursday Night Football. I'd love that. Be absolutely great. So do you have a little Thursday Night Football app there or something?
No,
why do you have that?
I just kind of thought it might have happened. I thought it might be the Thursday night game. So
he was trying to get you some love,
Thanks, man.
You know what, Jordan? This guy is unappreciative.
I know.
It's the day before Halloween, Trent. Come on.
You have a little Halloween.
Will Kirk Cousins dress up as a quarterback that plays well on prime time?
No, I don't think that's fun.
What was the best Halloween costume you guys saw today? By a player, not like someone at the supermarket. For what it's worth.
I saw I didn't see any football players, but I saw an NBA player dressed up as Batman in his press conference after the game.
What about what's the guy for the Jets dressed up as Bane for the intro?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh,
What's his
yeah.
name?
Was-
Mosley.
yeah, Mosley.
I'm convinced it's like a dual actor playing Russell Wilson. This doesn't seem like the same guy, but I don't know if that would be considered a costume. I don't know. Is there any? It would have been really funny if someone would have dressed up as their coach. Like, great example when you said Seth dressing up as Pete
Seth
Carroll.
still should do that. It's
I think
not
so.
too
Yeah,
late,
yeah.
Seth.
I'm trying to think if there's
You can
anyone
borrow
else,
some of
though.
Phil's New Balances.
Did you? I do have a pair of New Balances. That I wear actually.
Yeah, you make fun of Crocs. You know, so that's
They're skateboarding New Balances,
Oh,
so they
okay.
got a little street cred on
Didn't
them.
know they had those.
Yeah, I can't remember what their
Miles
name is.
Garrett dressed up as the Grim Reaper again and had all the guys he'd sacked on the back of his cape. You know that he does that every year. I didn't see as many NFL costumes. I know someone's listening to this just screaming some player.
It also wasn't Halloween today. Halloween is tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
If
but
it's
it's
the
like
day
a pretty.
before, you know?
Usually, not on Christmas Day. I don't know if you know this, but sometimes like the day after Thanksgiving, people will be wearing like Santa Claus outfits to the games.
like
Yeah, I
that.
think that's total diva, but
Fair enough.
Sorry.
No, but I don't know. It's the day before. You'd think that there would be like I saw a guy do a really good Dak costume. Like there's some funny
What
ones.
about that guy who dresses up as Aaron Rodgers every game? You know, like that. That must have been a
That
Halloween
to me is.
costume.
Wouldn't
that
you
just,
say
like,
that's
had-
kind of creepy?
it's a little weird. But
I would never want to be if I looked like someone who was famous, which I'm sure there's probably some people out there. I wouldn't want to. That is not how I'd want to increase my fame. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't because I look like someone is famous. Like that's just a weird. I hate saying weird flex, but that's what that should be considered. Would you agree with that, Jordan?
I don't know if that's what floats your boat. I don't know.
I don't know.
What's the wide receivers? trend?
Wide receivers, we have Nicole Hardman. Is it McCole or is it Mecole?
You know what? I don't know.
The E, it's supposed to be. It's like an
McCole, I think is how most people pronounce it, but I
Yeah.
don't know exactly.
Mecole.
Yeah, I feel like it should be M-I-C.
yeah.
Like
If
Mickey.
it was an N, how would you
Mickey goes
pronounce
by
it?
Mickey. Anyways,
What about
41% rostered?
What
I
about
think
Kadarius Toney too?
Tony does make McCole not as.
It's interesting to see how quickly they get him involved.
What's Tony's?
Ownership.
I'm looking up his ownership right now, but yeah, you think he gets involved right away? They did trade for him on a bye week, which helps.
Yeah, I mean, and they gave up some decent trade capital for him. So I some draft capital. I like Tony. I think McCole Hardman's interesting. More of it, I think.
What
What's
about
ownership?
66%.
Yeah.
So what do you think about Tony saying like he's healthy and ready to play? Like
Yeah,
he
I don't
hasn't
know. It
been-
didn't surprise me. The whole thing kind of makes me like none of them. I kind of like Tony just because of the upside. We know he's very talented. So
Yeah, last year when he played, he was good.
No, I know.
You know, so
another guy, Rondale Moore, 50%. We talked about him. He's a top 6 wide receiver this week. I think Hopkins just helps him. And then another guy, Terrence Marshall, very low owned, 5%. And just a guy, like, he finally had a good game today. He's a guy who was really, really good at LSU with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and all those guys.
second round draft pick, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, and I know, he had like 80 yards, I think, on like a lot of 5.
He had 87 yards and 9 targets, 4
Yeah,
receptions.
I mean, 9 targets, that's a lot of targets. So I think he's kind of like the Ronnie Rivers, like deep league or dynasty, someone you keep your eye on.
right. Streams. I got Chiefs defense versus Tennessee. You know, maybe Malik Willis plays again. I know Derrick Henry just went bananas today, but
Dude, I kind of like the defense more with Ryan Tannehill maybe because they'll throw the ball. a
yeah,
little
that
more.
might be true. Might get some picks and stuff. Like Henry, if they just keep giving him the ball that much, that's tough. And then I have Jared Goff at home versus Green Bay.
See, I like Fields there, Trent.
I like Fields too, but I feel like I try to not go stream and waiver.
I know.
It's the
I just
same,
kinda
but
think like
I like Fields better too.
yeah.
But I think Goff is a guy that just happens to be on and off. I like Goff when he has St. Brown and DeAndre Swift. And I know Packers defense is a lot better than so Fields is definitely the priority there, but I have
Yeah.
Goff as another guy back up there. Tight ends. We have or what do you think about Taylor Heineke
I think
versus
it's
Minnesota?
good too. I don't
That's
mind
good
it.
too. Mike Gesicki, 66% rostered. I know we keep
Yeah, I mean, he's getting the job done. So
and seems like he's getting touchdowns. Like
Yeah.
they aren't looking for him in the red zone. Like the Tua is looking for him in the red zone. Isaiah Likely, do we know how serious Mark Andrews is?
They said not serious, but I don't know exactly what that means when you say not serious, you know? I mean, obviously he didn't come back in the game, and it happened like in the first quarter, so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been back-to-back weeks that he's been banged up.
Different injuries, though, I think.
Yeah, but even still, don't you think he's still just been like, hey, let's at least give him a week maybe?
Yeah, if Andrews doesn't play, Likely is he's an auto start, I think.
It's a shoulder injury and reported not serious. So maybe it was like, hey, give me the long week. And
yeah, we'll see.
Shoulder strain. I feel like wide receivers can get away with shoulder injuries. A little tougher for a tight end.
Yeah, you got to block. And
Then we got Tyler Conklin, who's rostered 15%. He was tight end 1 on the week. He was really good with Flacco, and maybe, 10 targets today. Maybe
if you can get 10 targets from a tight end, that is perfectly good.
Maybe Wilson is just looking for him a little bit more. And then Evan Ingram I have in there. Had a good game.
Yeah, he's been a couple. Lawrence is looking to him, so.
And they're playing the Raiders. So this is
And I like the other name you have on here, Trent, is Greg Dulcich. Like, he's kind of almost 50% owned. I wonder if people drop him on the bye week, but this guy's a stud.
Well, yeah, it's hard to hold a tight end on a bye week.
He is a stud,
he looks good. He looks really good. Phil, you were kind of amped up on him on Thursday's show, I believe.
Yep.
Just a little,
I think it was,
he brought him up, I think. But
we were,
So, is there anything else you guys want to say,
That's
Phil?
it.
We're almost. Are we
This is
halfway through the season?
Kind of like because we have 17 weeks now in the regular season, but
Well,
18 weeks actually.
Yeah, so 9. Well, we're in
Next week we'll be
halfway through the season. That's wild. I feel like we were talking about we would get to the season. Yeah, it's just crazy halfway through now. Injuries, buys. It's kind of crazy right now.
So Halloween's the halfway point. I never knew that till just now. So put that on my mental calendar for next year. Anyways, everyone have a safe Halloween.
Have a safe Halloween.
Seth, anything you want to say?
And put some candy on your doorstep. If you're not, even if you don't want to do trick or treating, put some candy.
Or make some. Yeah, maybe don't make anything. But Seth, anything you want to say?
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. All right. Well, thank you. We will see you on Thursday. Remember, go sign up for that Dudes letter at www.thefantasyfootballdudes.com. And as always, take care.
This has been another episode of the Fantasy Football Dudes podcast. Remember to rate, review, and follow. For more information, go to www.thefantasyfootballdudes.com. And remember, we are sorry for absolutely nothing.